Imagine traveling from one African country to the other without having to change your currency to that country's currency. That will be awesome. But then, come to think about this. Why is it only in Africa that we have different currencies? Take for instance, Nigeria uses Naira, Ghana uses cedis, Sierra Leone uses loan. Compared to that of America, North America, South America, they all use dollar. Now, they've understood the business of having one currency. Everybody who is in Nigeria is trying to better their own countries. But then, if all West African countries come together to make one currency, this is going to be very awesome. So, back in July, there was a meeting that was held where ECOWAS-based African countries had a meeting. They had a talk. They were like, we are going to actualize this plan of getting a currency. The currency is called ECO. Now, ECO is the future of West Africa. Welcome to Solid Finance Podcast, where we bring you finance and economic updates of things that are happening in Africa and the world at large. Let's dive right in. There is a plan on the table right now. This plan is to build a currency that can speak for this West African countries. Hold up, because today we're going to dissect what it means to have that currency. I'd like us to take a sneak peek at the history of the ECO, the history of a single currency project. Back in 1987, the Monetary Cooperation Program was adopted, which laid the conceptual foundation of a single currency. In 2000, the Accra Declaration was signed and the West African Monetary Zone was established by 6 countries: Nigeria, Ghana, Gambia, Guinea, Liberia, and Sierra Leone, as an alternative to the CFF franc. Initially, the launch was scheduled for 2003, after which the dates were postponed. Well, in 2019, the official approval of the name ECO took place, with an ambitious launch plan in 2020, which also successfully failed. Considering that the deadlines have already been shifted a dozen times, believing in a launch in 2027 is akin to fiction. Nevertheless, the currency activity of institutions cannot be discounted either. If a single currency is actually implemented, a region with a population of over 400 million people will receive a powerful incentive to increase mutual trade, reduce transaction costs, and minimize currency risk. Right now, West Africa is running a patchwork of how to fix their currency. They're trying to shorten every other person's currency to one currency called ECO. Nigeria's Naira, Ghana's cedis, Sierra Leone's loan is going to be shifted to ECO. ECO is ECOWAS' plan to fix our one single regional currency. So at this point, ECO is the only future plan of West Africa. ECO is launching everywhere, but not everyone is going to use ECO at once. Get me right. ECO is launching everywhere. It is meant for every single West African country, but not every country is going to use it. Why? This is because your country needs to meet the economic requirements before they are being allowed to use ECO. What are these requirements? ECOWAS has kept a standard: multiple speed rollout. If your country bypasses the multiple speed rollout, it means that your country is going to be among the first 6 or first 10 countries to use ECO. According to the reports from real-time newspapers, it says coverage of the July 2026 summits identifies a core group of 6 potentially first adopters: Nigeria, Ghana, Sierra Leone, Liberia, Guinea, and the Gambia. These are the predominantly non-UEMOA states whose currencies are currently national: the Naira, the cedi, the Leone, and others, rather than the part of the existing CFF franc architecture. That means that those countries who were colonized by France are going to be put on hold. That's because of the economic requirements. I feel like they have not yet met it. That's why their countries are not also put on board for the first countries that are going to use ECO. Most people are wondering, how will this benefit me? If Africa has one currency, it will be us fighting unanimously to make our currency better. Instead of cedi trying to fight on the global space, to now be ECO fighting on the global space. This alone will make us outstanding. So now I'm back to the benefits. I have 4 points and 4 important benefits of us changing our currency to become one single currency for West Africa. The first point is it will make work easier and faster. The next point is easier travels for students, tourists, and business owners. The next point is stronger regional bargaining power. Imagine a currency that is backed by 16 African countries. The last but not the least is deeper integration. Business owners will be able to cross the border seamlessly without having any issue. You just go for your business, do your business, and then go back home. Generations. African integration has been spoken about as an aspiration. The continent has established regional organizations, negotiated free trade agreements, removed some borders restrictions, and repeatedly affirmed its commitments to political and economic unity. Yet, for millions of African businesses and citizens, the practical experience of the continent remains one of fragmentation. Goods cross borders slowly. Payments frequently pass through foreign financial centers. Trading operating between neighboring African countries must often acquire dollars or euros before completing a transaction with one another. Currency fluctuation can erase already narrow margins, while conversion fees make regional commerce more expensive than it needs to be. With ECHO, it means that businesses will move smoothly. Students would enjoy because you don't have to rush to the bank, try to change your Naira to CD or change it back when you're coming back home. This will make life seamless, easy, faster and better for every single West African. I'm not saying that Naira will disappear tomorrow. I'm not saying that CDs will disappear tomorrow. There is no government or central bank statement saying that this thing is going to happen next month. We are not certain. 2027 is a target, but then it's not a guarantee. Don't forget, they gave us the same target in 2020, and then till date, we're still hearing about ECHO. It has not yet come to play. So we are still using Naira until the government or the central bank comes out to say no more using of Naira. Till then, continue using the currency that your country is using.
From 2027, the Naira will stop to exist as the money between Nigerians they use. The government will delete the Naira as our official currency. That's the rumor which go around everywhere on social media right now. Them say starting from next year, the government will cancel the Naira and one new currency which they call ECHO will replace the Naira. Now make I tell you the truth. You see, first of all, this new currency which they call ECHO, it is real, don't be fake money. It actually did real. For over 20 years now, West African countries, they plan to use one single currency for everybody. Just the way European countries, they use one single currency, which is the euro. West African countries, they plan to do that same pattern. And 2027, which is next year, now one of the year where they plan to launch it. So that part of the story, no be lie. It actually did true. Well, here at the part of people don't turn this story from becoming just a rumor to something will be a blatant lie. Nobody talks that the Naira will end in 2027. Nobody said the Naira will end next year. The Central Bank of Nigeria never come out to talk that one. The government hasn't come out to say it either. Nobody don't talk anything yet. This money they call ECHO, it will just appear one day to swallow our Naira. They happen like that. It doesn't happen that way. Before any country go even fit join to use this currency, ECHO has give some very serious criteria as that country must meet. Things like you must first of all don't they take care of inflation inside your country. Secondly, your country must don't manage how they borrow money. They're not supposed to borrow money anyhow. And the money we say your country they use, that money must be balanced. You must meet all these criteria before you go start to use this new money.
Plan is very ambitious. This plan was delayed before, but at this point, the momentum for this plan is very high. And we just hope and pray that this plan comes to reality. Do you think that West Africa is ready for ECHO, or are they just bluffing? Let's discuss that in the comment section. Do well to like, do well to share, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Solid Finance Podcast, for more finance and economic updates like this. Until next time.